On today's video, we're going to be revisiting a certain two-tower chimps that we've done in the past in the name of Permanent Brew and the Bloon Exclusion Zone, and we're doing it on a iconic map from Bloons Tower Defense 5, Space Truckin. In order to start our adventures, we need to put down our Alchemist here. I'm not going to lie, the Alchemist is probably one of the worst starting towers that you can put down because you're just able to afford the Alchemist for round 6, and there are definitely much better options when it comes to your start in a chimps game. Namely, everyone's favourite, Triple Dart Start. Why putting you on last can sometimes be good just so that you're able to affect multiple groups of balloons, but hopefully you're orbiting Mars, which is not a good idea. There we go. I think we stuck the correct ones that time, and hopefully we're able to stick to the rest of these. Hopefully. Oh, some of those were so close. I'm not a huge fan of the Alchemist, I'm not going to lie. And there goes some of these throws are just far too close. Apparently, Earth has flowers for the Arctic and the Antarctic. Also, we have here North America, South America, Africa, and Europe. Let's put you on last now so that hopefully we can stick to as many balloons as possible, because I do want to get ourselves the darting gun at some point, hopefully. Yeah, we'll be able to get it. Now, where to put it is important because I do want you within the influence of the Alchemist over here. I do want you slightly over this way. Hopefully that'll do. That'll definitely do. I'm still suffering from a cold at the moment from my Elite Lich Geared videos, so please do forgive me if I do seem lower in energy than usual. Right, round 15, pink balloons, not a problem. From recollection, aside from moon landing, there doesn't seem to be a space-themed map within Bloons Tower Defense 6. There are space-themed skins like Galaxy representing Galaxy and Void Door representing a black hole. But aside from that, nothing really much. Now, the moment of truth. Can acidic mixture dip reach all the way to the... Yeah, it did. Only incredibly momentarily though, as it is pretty crap with the Alchemist. Round 28 lead balloons. Largely it's going to be the Alchemist that's going to damage the lead layer, and also round 30 as well, because acidic mixture dip, I'm not going to lie, it's not very good on this darting gun. Once you get to buckshot, actually, you'll be able to make much more use of acidic mixture dip, since buckshot actually fires quite slowly. The slower the fire rate, the more likely that it is for the acidic mixture dip and the stronger stimulant to stay around longer. An entirely camo round, which means it's going to have to fall on the darting gun in order to get the job done, which has done so spectacularly. Going to get buckshot next, and then stronger stimulant. And then as for cross pathing, here's buckshot, and then soon we'll be able to get stronger stimulant. As you can tell, it fires really slowly now from the darting gunner, but we're able to retain these buffs for a longer amount of time just because it's not shooting at every 0.25 seconds. Also, lead balloons are not a big problem for the buckshot, just because of the fact that we do have the acidic mixture up for a longer period of time, just because it's not firing as fast. A common misconception that people make is that the Permanent Brew only applies to the stimulant and not the mixture dip. It applies to both the acidic mixture dip and the stronger stimulant, so it's able to retain both buffs permanently once you get the Permanent Brew. It's not just the stronger stimulant, but it's also the Permanent Brew, despite the fact that it looks like it does keep reapplying itself to the tower in which has already got the permanent acidic mixture dip or the permanent stronger stimulant. Next up, we're going to get the balloon area denial system, and then we should be good for the Bez for round 79. There are 3 other towers which works really well with Bez in order to make it so it can actually pop DDTs, and that's being the top path Ice Tower, the middle path Glue Gunner, and Gwen. Gwen enables, especially when Gwen gets to higher levels, it essentially means that you do have a permanent heater up buff, which means not only can you actually pop lead balloons or damage DTs or something along those lines, you actually do extra damage against them, which is pretty nifty. But then again, that also applies to the Glue Strike and Glue Storm, which applies +2 damage from all attacks. Yeah, kind of like that, but when can also attack rather than glue storm just being corrosive glue as a form of attack. In our solar system, in our tiny cosm of the stars, there are two main groups of planets. There's the rocky planets, and then there are the gas giants. What we see here is a giant ball of fire, which enables us to actually be here today on planet Earth. Without that, everywhere would just be just as cold as Neptune would be. What else would that be? Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. This is our moon, which... Did we put something on it? I don't think so, no. Perhaps you could put a shooty turret on the moon, but... Aside from all that, nothing goes. But Mars has two moons, Deimos and... I've forgotten the other name of the moon, actually. But yeah, the moon is our wonderful moon. It is what enables the tides to not go completely out of control, even though in some cases they look like they are. The top flowers represents the Arctic, that's where the polar bears are, and the Antarctic down here, which are where the penguins are. Despite the fact that Mercury is closer to the sun than Venus is, Venus has the hottest temperature that there is on any planet in the solar system, and that's just due to its incredibly acidic, toxic atmosphere. Its atmosphere enables it to retain the heat from the sun, but then also enables it so that it's pretty much impossible to have any kind of life form on it. Like, when it comes to like which planet is better for us to try and terraform, we've always looked at Mars just because it doesn't have the toxic environments in which Venus has. But Mars in and of itself does have its own problems. Number one, it's still within the realms of where we could... It's in the Goldilocks zone, essentially, but it's in the colder regions of the Goldilocks zone, where we would have a lot of trouble living, but it wouldn't be impossible. But it's still stupidly difficult. And no, I don't think about the idea of nuking Mars to make it more hospitable to live on, Mr. Musk, because that means we have to deal with the radiation And now the other group of planets: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Or Pluto is excluded. I still believe Pluto is a planet in my eyes. But yeah, every single one of the gas giants has its own set of rings, even though Saturn's are the most infamous, just because it has by far the largest set of rings. But if you look closely at Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune, they also have their own set of rings. Round 69 has its own share of issues, namely fortified layers, which has taken a long amount of time. Like, we could have done the... we could actually pursue the middle cross path here, but I do have an idea for round 79, which will make getting to Permanent Brew after getting Bloon Exclusion Zone a bit sooner in order to actually click this button and purchase it. Yes, despite the fact that Ninja Kiwi has claimed that they have solved the regrow issue when it comes to getting more money, you can still do that. We're now 12k away from the Bloon Exclusion Zone. Nearly. We're roughly there, okay? We are definitely nearly there. Yeah, the leads at most of the time will block our bad attacks against them, because by default the BADS, or even like Buckshot onwards, has the shatter damage type, which means it can damage anything but a lead balloon. Oh, gonna put you back on normal actually, just because some of these are looking a bit too close. Some of them are orbiting Mars. No thank you. Round 76, yeah, a bit of a Pierce issue, not gonna lie, but nothing that we cannot handle. Let's see now. No, there we go. Round 77, not much of a challenge. Round 78, with a bunch of ceramics that we have here, a little bit more of a challenge. Does have more ceramics in round 76, but they don't have the regrow aspect on them. Purple balloons, not an issue here. Camos, ceramics, it's all up to you, dear one. And we can afford bears right now, but let's just hold off. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is very simple. We're going to enable the alchemist. Actually, I'm going to put you over to last. No, actually close. I'm going to enable you to grow more rainbow regrows, so that then we can actually exploit that factor, so that then we can get more money out of round 79. Now, what is this little aspect I'm using here? Well, if you enable a multiplied balloon to be able to regrow back into its most parent form possible, you will essentially enable it to enact as another balloon which can get you money. So you can essentially enable it so that rather than getting 7,500, you could get like 9,000 or 7,500 to like 10,000. And enabling for that to happen, we relied on the perishing potions, perishing potions, the alchemist here, in order to try and damage but not destroy the regrow balloons. We could have gone more if we'd gotten faster throwing, but we may have just been able to get only an extra 700 from that anyways. But it's very good on a map like Resort, where you can just aim this thing away to the very exit of the map and go from there. I'm not saying ZMYCACL don't attempt to try and fix bugs in the game, but there are certain other bugs which they have said that they have fixed and which have definitely not been fixed. I'm looking at the Eye of Polyphemus as a prime example. It still bugs to this day. I've just realized I made North America the American dream, the true powerhouse of the world. Obviously, the alchemist could live on Venus, as it defies any laws of physics with its alchemy. Round 89, consisting of just 4 to 5 rounds. You know what? I think I'll decide after round 93. Oh gosh, there's a small factory of lead balloons and not being able to damage them. Please, I need to be able to damage these DDTs. Please, please, can I? Oh, I guess I'm not going to be able to do that then, am I? You know what, we will apply it now, just so that hopefully we'll be able to have the acidic mixture dip on for a bit more time, game. You really have nerfed it for specific towers, just because of their fire rate and all that jazz. Right, DDTs, please get hit. There we go, that's just what I needed. These ones can be taken down at their own leisure. Hopefully that will be the only stressful round here. We do have the Permanent Brew very close by. Now, can we make over 1,000 on round 92? Hopefully. Like, we're very close now. And the game is set, done, and match. Because when I was trying to do this without exploiting the regrow bug, even on round 93, I couldn't be able to afford the Permanent Brew. Like, it just, I needed another 1,000 or so. So that is why round 79 is such a blessing for the regrow bug, just because there's so many regrow rainbows to exploit from. Not a single issue whatsoever on round 95. We essentially turned our Bez into a normal damaging type tower here. And DDT, oh my gosh, DDTs just don't stand a chance, for goodness sakes. Round 96 consists of a bunch of fortified Moabs, some BFBs, and a few ZMGs at the very end of the round. You know, all of the good stuff. And also, just to observe the situation, is Sentinel Churchill. Oh yeah, Sentinel Churchill is also quite space themed as well, with their astronaut helmet and all their gadgetry. Well, so yeah, not quite. Has to rely on gravity. Round 97 here, or a certain form of gravity, the Earth's own gravity. Okay, round 98. The only sort of different round past getting Permanent Brew in this state. I don't think the BADS and Permanent Brew is possible. Like, you can afford it around 79, the Permanent Brew, or a little bit beforehand, but my speech is being removed by the sheer power of everything that's going on, and it's just around 100. Oh my god, a huge ass bat is gonna swallow up the Earth. Well, let's make sure that it doesn't even have the chance to orbit around planet Earth. And there they go, just the huge turtles and the puffer fishes and the lobsters and all that jazz. So yeah, as you can tell here, 2,066,000 damage, with a total of 2,046,000 damage. This goes to show you that the regrow bug still works in the game. Total cash spent 141,400. We've got 42,357 up here. So anybody who is really good at working out calculations will be able to determine how much extra money I made throughout the run here. Thank you all so much for watching. We've gotten the 2 Megapops achievement and the 2 Tower Chimps achievement today. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of this video down in the comment sections below, and make sure you keep on space trucking and space liking, space commenting, and space subscribing for all that spacing delicious content, wherever it may be. Thank you all so much for watching, everyone, and take care of yourselves.